Yes, this series can cover non-MK topics as well, and it kinda has to because depressingly common misconceptions occur in all fandoms. Today's dumb misconceptions revolve around Sparda and Eva from Devil May Cry. It's shockingly common to hear people say that Sparda's betrayal of his demon brethren to fight for the humans in the war 2000 years ago was because he fell in love with a human woman named Eva. This is 100% inaccurate. I think this one came about mainly because of the reboots where this is the case and Eva is an immortal angel. In the core canon, however, Eva is a human. DMC 1 opens with the line,
"2 millenniums ago, there was a war."
This wording makes it clear the war ended 2000 years ago as opposed to the war raging for that long and only ending within living memory. Sparda ended the war by defecting and defeating the Demon King Mundus. Trish arrives at Dante's shop in the next cutscene and it's clearly the modern day based on the motorbike she finds and the shop's neon sign. Some people might think the brothers are 2000 years old themselves, but that is also not the case. Trish says,
"You're the man who lost a mother and a brother to evil 20 years ago."
Which we all know since at least DMC 5 to be when the brothers were children. Additionally, the family house would not still be standing at all, nor would it be so relatively modern if this incident had taken place millennia ago. Dante is in his 20s in DMC 1. His mother was a human with a normal human lifespan who died 20 years ago. She was not around when Sparda defected 2000 years ago. It was his own heroic nature that drove him to challenge his fellow demons, not his cock. Our second dumb misconception for today relates to Eva's doppelganger, Trish. Dante does not want to fuck her. A lot of people, let's call them idiots, play through DMC 1 and somehow walk away thinking that Dante is in love with the demon who resembles his mother. I assume this is either because the dumb ape-brain sees a man and a woman in leading roles and assumes there's a love story, or because they interpret a man saving the life of a woman who strongly resembles the mother he lost years ago and wasn't able to save, and then crying when she repays the favour by seemingly dying to save him like his actual mother did, as him doing so because he's in love with her. You wouldn't think this stupid interpretation would be so common, but it depressingly is. And our final misconception isn't necessarily a dumb one, but I have to call it that to fit the acronym. Going back to Sparda, the legendary Dark Knight costume is not him. My research indicates that it was intended to be what Tony was going to look like by the end of DMC 1, back when it was going to be Resident Evil 4, which would take place over the span of a decade. Remember, the legendary Dark Knight costume is obtained by finishing DMC 1 on hard mode. And what does Trish call Dante at the end of DMC 1?
The legendary Dark Knight Dante.
And I don't consider Dante's use of his father's pistols and swords to be particularly substantial evidence, since he does that all the time. Virgil and Nero too. And we've never actually seen Sparda depicted like this. Just look at the family portrait in DMC 5. There's some resemblance, sure, but it's hardly the same. To my knowledge, the only instance of this costume being officially referred to as Sparda is in Viewtiful Joe Red Hot Rumble's PSP port. As far as I can tell, no DMC game has ever called it Sparda. It's happened in at least one Brady game strategy guide, but third-party guides get stuff wrong all the time. Same with other teams that are allowed to use the IP. I mean, are you really going to say that MVCI should be viewed as a legitimate source of information on Dante? If you liked this video, why not subscribe and support me on Patreon like these fine people here? If not, then make sure to share it with your enemies so they can suffer along with you. The Hitchhiker is doing some cool shit with the PC version of DMC 5 because Capcom's too coward to do it themselves. Check him out.